this link. Once you open up this link, there you can find out these some options over there like Microsoft Power BI Desktop, Microsoft Power BI Mobile, and some other applications as well. Initially, you have to download this one only, Microsoft Power BI Desktop. Okay, so if you click on this download button, it will start downloading the setup file. And once it completes the download, we need to double click on the on that installed file, and it will on that downloaded file, and it's a very simple process of installation. So just follow step by step what has been told there, and it will done the uh, it will it will complete the installation process. Okay, and the later on in your mobile applications, we can download it from mobile app directly, or maybe we can download it from here as well when you need to track the data on the go, but it will be required very later on. This on-premises data gateway will be required to refresh the data automatically once we publish the reports to Power BI services. We'll discuss this also later on. Initially, we need this one only, the Microsoft Power BI Desktop, where from this link you can download. Okay, you can download and install it. So once you complete the installation process, what you just need to do it, you need to go to your start button and you just need to open up Power BI Desktop from the start option. Okay, so once you hit Power BI Desktop button, it will start up. It will start to open up Power BI in your machines. Okay, so when you open up for the first time, it will ask you for the sign in. Okay, so this wizard will open up first of all. What it is on the left hand side, it will be showing you some options of your previous report. But if you are opening it for the first time, there will be nothing like that. And this software gets update very fast, so definitely we get the updates here. You can read it out for new updates to understand. Okay, so as I told, once you will open up for the first time, it will ask you for the sign in process here. So there will be sign in button here, which is required to sign in from your official email ID or from your organizational email ID. The reason for that is so that it can store all of your data on the cloud Power BI services. Okay, you can publish your reports. So once you complete the sign in process, then it will start up here. Let's have a look on this Power BI desktop wizard, how it looks like. So when we open up Power BI desktop, this is the blank canvas area. This is the this is our blank canvas area where we create the whole report. Okay, we'll put all the visualizations here and we'll create the report here. Okay, and these are the different report pages. We can by default we get page one we here, and we can create different reports here. Okay, so if we can add number of pages here. Okay, so right now it is not required, so I'm deleting them. We just need a single page initially. Okay, and in the left hand corner, on this left hand corner, we have three sections divided. The first section is the report section, where we will be going to create our visualizations here, the reports here. The second one is the data section, where we can have a look on our data set once we import it into Power BI, and we can add some extra columns or tables if required. Okay, so you can find out some options here. Then these are the very important options here, like adding some new columns, measures, and new tables. Okay, and the last one is our data model, where we'll create the models to load the data in a proper way. The relationship, managing the relationship between the tables. Okay, so it will be more clear once we import the first data set. Okay, and here, before I start importing the data set, let me just tell you what exactly here as well. These are the visualizations which are appearing in by default in Power BI. Okay, and we can these two buttons which will describe what your visualizations are doing, and this button you can use for formatting your visualizations. Okay, clicking on these three dot ellipses button, we can import some more visuals from Microsoft Cloud. We can import more visuals here into Power BI report. Okay, and this field sections will be having your fields once imported the data set. So data set fields will appear here, which you will use to put up here into the canvas of your report. And this is a very important section, filters section. So in this filters section here, we'll put up the filters to apply on our visualize report. So let's do it. Let's take our first data set to make it more easier to understand, and then we'll see what is appearing everywhere, and then we'll jump into the Power BI services. Let's get data. So when you click on this first time on this get data button, you can see here we have a huge list of options. We can import data from Excel, from CSV, from text files. Main common databases, SQL Server, Oracle, and all. But if you click on this more button, it will open up a new wizard for you. Yeah, you can see here we have a huge list of connectors available here. Okay, so if you go into the category wise, if you go to the files, we can import data from we can import data, excuse me for that. We can import data from Excel, CSV, XML, JSON, folder, number of files in a single folder, and others ones. Databases where we have the common databases like SQL Server, Oracle, Teradata, MySQL, IBM. We have these common databases, Microsoft Access, and but there is a huge list available as well. So these are the connectors for importing data from SQL. We have Power Platform where we can import data from online Power Platform, Microsoft Online Power Platform, Azure Online Services, and the online services which are which will is allowing you to import the data from free services, free online services like GitHub, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google Analytics. These are the free accounts from where you can download the SharePoint. You can download the data and start doing the analysis. First example, I'm clicking on file and importing data for first demonstration from Excel file. So click on connect. Okay. What I need to do is I need to import data from this sample superstore file. Okay. So I'll put the description of the file in the chat box. Just a moment, sorry. Okay, that's also fine. Even I can take this data. So when we import the data, we can have a look on this by clicking on this. We just click on the button. It will give you a preview. If you even don't select it, what it will do, it will give you a preview here. What exactly are the column number of columns are there in your table. Okay, so if you select this to import this, there are two button appears here: the load button and the transform data. Transform data is required when we will do the cleanup operations. In the coming up sections, we will discuss how to do cleanup and why it is required very importantly in Power Query. But for this first example, right now we are loading the data directly. We click on the load button and it will start loading the data into your Power BI desktop. Okay, so it will start loading the data from this sheet into Power BI desktop. So it's done now. So you can see here the fields have been imported here. All the fields are imported here. As I told you, we'll have these three sections. If you go to this data option now, we can have a preview of, we can have a look on our data set. We can add some extra columns, which is covered into later on into our syllabus. Okay, we can do some add some extra columns, measures, new tables, everything. And definitely the relationship. Right now we have a single table, but when we'll have multiple tables, we'll need to create the relationship between the tables. Let's come here once again. Now, what let's suppose, for example, for the first time, what I need to do is I need to see the total sum of the sales. Okay, it has already created measures on the numerical columns. If I select the total sum of sales, Power BI is so smart that it will automatically select that it is represented in a clustered column chart, and I want to see the total sum of sales by let's say segment wise. I want to see total sum of sales for each and every segment. We are getting this result, a very simple, small and very fast report, sales by segment. Okay, so as I told you, if you need to format your chart, you need to format your visualizations, you need to jump in here onto this button, and you can go and start putting up the things. Right now, will not discuss in too much detail here. We'll discuss definitely in details later on. But what I'm doing is just switching on the data labels so that I can see the numbers here at least. Switch on the data labels so that you can get the numbers here. And if you want, you can change the color of your chart as well from here. So by default, it is in this color. If you need to change into any other color, you can change it from here. I'm happy with this color, so that's okay for right now. So now the next thing what we need to do is we need to switch the sales country wise as well. What I want is I want to switch the sales country wise. So if I select this country column, let's see what happens. Okay, if I select the sales country wise, the country column, it is automatically giving me a map chart, a global map chart for showing us the country names. Okay, it is given by default by Power BI. When you are switching on the country, you can switch the chart to another one, but by default, definitely we require the countries to be represented in a map. The map has been selected here, and inside this map, we want to represent the sales as for each and every country. We want to represent the sales. Okay, so you can see now I'm getting a descriptive chart here, a country-wise sales chart. So now what I want to see is I want to see if for each country wise, let's say I want to see the country wise sales in United States. So if I click on the United States part, I'll get the sales related to country of United States only. If I hover the mouse, I can zoom in by clicking here, by hovering inside this. And if I suppose if I want to see sales only for consumer segment, so if I select consumer segment, it will be filtering data here into other chart. So that's a beautiful thing of Power BI, that by default, when you create multiple charts on your canvas of your report, they are by default automatically connected to each other. Okay, we can do this. We can change the connectivity between the charts. We can stop the connectivity between the charts. Sometimes it is required to stop the connectivity between two charts. That also we will do later on. Okay, so for that, if you see here, there is a format button and we can edit the interaction between the two charts. We'll do that, but not right now, because first time we need to the charts to be interacting with each other. So that is automatically given. If you select this any value, let's say I want to see sales in corporate segment, I'll get the corporate segment sales only here in the country wise as well. Okay, so if I need to deselect it, click on this once again. Okay, and similarly, if I select any value from here as well, if I select any data from here as well, any particular country, or maybe if not country, if we put here instead of country name, if we put here the region, that will be more easier to understand. So if I select this chart and if I put region, okay, yeah. So what I want is I want the sales. Just a moment. Yeah, that's giving me. So if I see the data here right now, it is giving me a value of United States East region. This is something the value, and if I click on this consumer segment only, now it will show me the data filtered for the consumer segment in United States East region. Okay. Yeah. So we are done with this. Now what we want is we need to, I'm happy with the first report. So what we need to, we just need to save it first of all. So click on save as button and save it somewhere in your, on your machine. So let's say my first report. I'll just save it with the name of first report. Okay. The file extension, it will be saved with .pbix file. It will be saved with the name extension of .pbix. So let's publish this report to the Power BI services, and let's have a look on the Power BI services, how it looks like. So if you click on this publish button, or you can first rename the page as well. It is sales analysis. So save it again. Press Control S. Publish it. It will ask you, yeah, that's what this workspace. By default, it will automatically give you a My Workspace option. Okay, what exactly is this workspace? This workspace is kind of a container, kind of a place where you will keep your all data sets, what you have imported into Power BI onto the cloud, plus your reports, what you are publishing onto your account into Power BI, and the dashboards. Okay, you will create later on. So you can create different workspaces for different projects, but right in by default, it will give you the first My Workspace. So click on select button. It will start publishing the report to your My Workspace. So just wait for a moment. Yes, it's done. Okay. Now what you just need to do is you go to your browser and open up app.powerbi.com. I'm just repeating it. app.powerbi.com. Hit enter. If you are signing it for the first time, definitely you have to sign into your account. So sign in with your account. It will ask you for some protecting your account or something information. You can skip for right now. Initial 13 days. Yes, stay signed in. Done. It has published our report here. And what is the name of our report? It's first report. So what you can do is, if you find it blank here, no worries. What you can do is, you can go to my workspace. Okay, click on my workspace. You can find the first report here. The first, you will find this report here, first report, and the data set published. This data set which has been published for your report has been imported into your Microsoft Cloud. So click on your first report. This page will open up. This is the report which we have published. Okay, we'll get it here. Let's understand what exactly this online Power BI services is and why it's so beautiful to work on. Okay, so in this report, first of all, we'll find different pages what you have published. If you have multiple pages, you will find all those pages appearing here. Okay, so if you see these options, first of all, what we can do, we can edit the report here as well. What we can do is, we can click on this edit button. It will open up the same almost same look which we are having in the Power BI desktop. Now we have the visualizations. We can add some extra visualizations here. We have the data set available here as well. Even we have the filter pane available here as well. So we can do some extra editing here as well if it is required. But yes, for editing, it is always preferred to do it in Microsoft Power BI desktop for the development purpose. And for sharing purpose and creating dashboards, we should go to Power BI services. For some uh, for some fast editing, we can do sometimes in Power BI services as well. So I know I'm happy with this. I need to switch back to reading view. I'm okay with this. It's fine. And what we can do, some other things as well is, okay. So let's say suppose I want to create a dashboard from here. I want to create a dashboard from here. First, let's understand what exactly is the meaning of a dashboard. A dashboard is a place where you are putting up those visuals which are giving the answers to some certain set of criteria. Let's say my manager is asking me that they want to see the report of sales analysis done by a particular country in United States, okay, and for a particular time period. Okay, then I just need to put some I need to choose the visuals which I want to show in that dashboard. Pinning up a visual in a dashboard, let's understand how to do that. So to pin a visual into a dashboard, you just need to click on this pin button. Once you hover the mouse of your onto your uh, visualization, you will find this pin button. So click on this pin visual button. It will ask you, do you want to pin it to an existing dashboard or a new dashboard? First time, definitely you have to go for a new dashboard. Give it a name, the dashboard a name. Let's say I want to give it a name as sales analysis. Pin the visual to your sales analysis dashboard. It is done. Okay, you can go to your create the mobile layout or go to your dashboard. But let's wait for a moment for that, and let's pin the other visual as well. Yes, existing dashboard this time, and this time we want it for sales analysis. So done. This is also done. Okay, so now you can, the beautiful thing about a dashboard is we can pin the visuals into a single dashboard from different pages, even from different reports. We can pin the visuals into a single dashboard. Okay, so now if we go to the dashboards, we go to my space once again, and if we find the dashboard here. So this is the dashboard which we just created. Maybe I already have with one name of sales analysis. That's fine. If you click on this dashboard, you will find the published report here. What we got it, and clicking on the share button, you can share the dashboard with your team members. So click on the share button. You just need to enter the email address of your manager or anyone whom you want to share this report in your organization. So enter their name or email address here. You will, the Power BI is so powerful that it is connected to your organizational account. It will help suggesting you the accounts from your team, and you can select and choose the person to share the data. If you want to add any option here, you can add it. But before sharing the dashboard, you can just have a look here on these options as well. It's absolutely fine. Send an email notification, that is absolutely required. But do you want to allow the participant to add the content in your dashboard? Do you want to allow them to edit the dashboards? Then only click this checkbox. And do you want them to allow the dashboard share to share it with some other recipients? Then only click on this checkbox. So it's up to your requirement. Leaves I'll just totally leave it to you. Enter the email address and share it. Okay, and then if you want, you can edit it here as well. So edit the dashboard, add a tile. What exactly is the meaning of a tile? Let me tell you that as well. What exactly is the meaning of a tile is this each and every visual will be named as a tile in your dashboard. The each and every visual will be named as a tile. Okay, so you can hover the mouse, hover the tiles here and there to arrange them the way you want. You can hover them here and there. You can move them from here and there and arrange them the way you want. Okay, so now what is this? Ask a question about your data. A very beautiful feature given by Power BI, that is called a natural language processing. Sometimes the people who are working on these, the stakeholders, they are not technical people. So it is very difficult for them to understand in this way. So what they can do is they can just go here onto this Q&A section, and let's say I want to see uh, consumer segment sale. So total sales in consumer segment. If I hit enter, it will start giving me the answer for total sales in consumer segment. You can see by default what it is doing. We are writing it's in a natural language, and it is applying a filter here on the given data. The consumer segment, it is selecting the data for consumer segment in Canada. In Canada, okay, country. So it will start giving us the data filter now for Canada, for consumer segment only. Not there is a spelling mistake. In Canada country, yeah. So we are getting the exact correct answers now. We are getting in United States, which is related to Canada, and uh, we are getting the filtered data. So that is how this natural language process helps a lot. But even it suggests as well. If you go first time, go here, it will give you some suggestions. You can go all the suggestions, and we can have a overview what kind of questions we can ask. Okay, so that's a beautiful feature given here in the dashboard. So we'll create when we'll complete all the training on the initial part on the desktop and services. We will jump to create more heavier dashboards where we will add a lot of tiles, and we'll start uh, doing some more things in the dashboard. So let's jump back to our report right now. So if you click onto my workspace once again and go to your report analysis where you would where we have created this report. So some points I need to talk about this reports as well right now. If you want, you can export it here. If you want, you can export the snapshots of these pages into PowerPoint. If you have multiple pages, it will take the snapshots of all the pages into PowerPoint and PDF. Okay. The third feature and the most important feature is analyze in Excel, where if you import this, if you download this in analyze in Excel, it will ask you to give you a look and feel how to import this into mm, how to analyze the data into Excel into pivot table. So your analyze your report you will be given as a pivot table in Excel, and you can do the basic analysis there into the pivot table as well. Okay, so first time we are doing it, so it is doing some downloading some connector between it, and then we need to install it and we can do it. Okay, now we need to click on share button. If you need to share the report of your pages, the report of your report, you just need to click on this share button, and once again put the email ID to your people in your organization, yes, and put the start copy the link and start putting up copy it, share it. Okay, and you can copy this link. You can just copy this link, and now you can share it with your team members in your organization to whom you want to give access to have a look on your report. Just copy this link and share it. There are some other options as well, like if you click on the share button, you can directly go into the Outlook and sign in your email account, and then you can start sharing it. That's also fine. Okay. Now, let's say suppose we need to get some extra data here. Now we have talked about some important points here, but before we end up this demo session, beginning demo session, I want to tell you here that how can we get data here into Power BI services as well. There is a get data option here. Down below, you will always see this get data option here. So you can see here we have a lot of options available here as well. If we need to jump in the data from the files, from local files or files on your OneDrive account, Microsoft OneDrive account, SharePoint account, you can get the data from there. Databases, where we have a list of all available databases. Services, where we uh, just need to get the data from online services. There is a huge list of these online services, online connectors available. So if you just need to fetch the data from, you can search it here as well to make it more easier to understand. Sometimes it is too much, so little bit time consuming. Let's say I want to get the data from GitHub. Click on GitHub. It will ask you to sign in. Yes, I'm okay with this. So get it now. Fill up the required things, and then sign in your account and start getting the data. So we can get the data from different services. If you want to get the data from my organization only, any app related to your organization, you can get the data from there as well. Okay, so we can get the data from into Power BI services directly onto the cloud from here as well. And the last point which we need to talk about here is, if we go to my workspace in this first demo report, as I was telling you initially, that later on we will download this on-premises data gateway to refresh the report automatically. So if you click on this first demo report, as I told, first report or first demo report as your data sets, these are your data sets. If you click on this three dot button and click on the settings of your of these, where you can see there, we can later on we'll download these data on-premises data gateways. So we can schedule the refresh. We'll start scheduling the refreshes. So we'll put a gateway connection here, and we'll schedule the refresh of your data sets automatically. Okay. For that, yes, first we need to download them, install them in your machines, and then we can schedule the refresh automatically. That also we'll do in the coming up session. So that's it. That was our first demo report on Power BI. So I think you uh, must be feeling strong now, at least a little idea about how Power BI looks and how the Power BI desktop looks like, how it works, how we create a small demo report, how we published it to Power BI services, and what are the options available in Power BI services. So thank you. I'll put this data set into the description box. You can download